Well, guys, I lied to you. Last video or two videos ago, I talked about getting a new EDC gun, and I had originally thought that was going to be the Ruger RXM, and then said that I didn't really want to end up in the Ruger RXM just due to the grip angle of Glocks not being of my particular taste. After I did a little bit more research on the grip angle of the Ruger RXM, it kind of sits in that happy medium. So your typical Glock grip angle will be about 22 degrees if I'm not mistaken. Then if you look at like the P365s, those are about an 18 degree angle, I believe. So, which is more of like a 1911 style grip angle. So with that being said, I did it. As you guys can see, I did it. And honestly, also just so you guys can see, empty. But yeah, I mean, look at this thing. She's absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, I absolutely love the feeling of this gun. Also, yes, my Christmas tree is still up. Hate on me if you want. But absolutely love the feel of this thing. Picked it up yesterday, and I am very happy with it. Went and took it to the range, shot about 100 rounds through it. I think it was 100 rounds. Used my carry ammo, which is the Hornady Critical Defense, ate that up, and then I shot some Blazer Brass through it at 124 grain, as well as some Herters 115 grain. So it got a pretty good variety of ammo put through it yesterday, and it ate everything perfect. No malfunctions whatsoever. Obviously 100 rounds is a pretty small sample size so far, but I mean overall the thing is awesome. Shoots really smooth. The recoil impulse is right now without a light on it. Obviously there's no light on there. It's got the optic kind of weighing down the back a little bit. So I think once we get a light on there, it'll run it a lot more smoother. The impulse will be a lot more smooth. But right now it's just a little bit snappy. And when I say a little bit, I mean a little bit. It's nothing crazy. I've really been working on my pistol grip more. I was having some issues just with my hands coming loose and everything like that, but that's on me. That's not on any handgun that I've fired. So yeah, I really like this thing, guys. Really like it so far. And with that being said, I kind of want to get into my likes and dislikes so far on this thing. I think the biggest like or biggest positive of this firearm is the price. So you guys are looking at a $499 pistol right now with everything on it, with everything that's on here. So this is Vortex's enclosed emitter optic. This is the Vortex Defender, this is the Vortex Venom. It's got a 3 MOA dot enclosed emitter, and it's got Shake Awake, the really big sight window. So as you guys can see, the reticle is, or the optic is on. It's got Shake Awake, like I said, so it pops on when I move it around. But really big window comparatively to my Sig Sauer Legion that has the Romeo Zero, I believe, on there. One of the Romeo red dots. But it's a lot bigger window on this thing. And for $499, I think I paid. Now, I get a veterans discount from Cabela's, so that takes off 5%. I think I saved right around $20 maybe, something like that, off the actual price tag. But I mean, out the door with my 5% discount, I got this thing for $504. So I mean, dude, you have a Glock 19 clone with a better grip angle, in my opinion. It's got way better texture, like a sandpapery texture on it. Magpul did a really good job on that. It's got really good front sights. So it's like almost like it is a tritium front. It's got a white circle around it, which I'm not particularly a fan of. It's got a blacked out rear with serrations, but I mean, how do you go wrong for $500 with everything that this thing's giving you as a Glock 19 clone? This is based off a Gen 3, so you're getting, I don't want to say 100% that you're getting Glock reliability, but I'm going to put this thing through the ringer. I'm going to keep you guys updated on what's going on with the reliability, because I'm going to torture test this thing, and not in the terms of like a lot of these YouTubers that either have Patreons or manufacturers will send them things. So I'm not going to be like slamming this thing down on the ground, dropping it on the optic, things like that, but I'm just going to be putting a ton of rounds through this thing, and I will let you guys know how that goes. So far, we're at a perfect 100% reliability. So going back into the things I really like, there was the price. We just spoke about that. I really like like I said, I love the blacked out rear. I really like the style of blacked out rear, tritium front. And that's just a very streamlined look for me. I really like that. I love how this thing looks just in general. I mean, look at that. And I know that that's much more of a person by person topic. Someone could think that this is the most hideous pistol they've ever seen in their life, but I mean, especially with this Vortex optic on here, the thing is so sweet. I absolutely love it. It looks so cool. Next thing I really like about it is that this thing will fit, correct me if I'm wrong, but this thing will fit most, I'm not going to say all because I don't know, but I think this thing fits most Glock 19, specifically the Gen 3. If there is a selection that you're able to make of like the Gen 3 or 4 or whatever, like for instance, I'm about to order a holster for this thing, and there's a selection for Glock 19 Gen 3 to 4 versus like a 5 and above. So I obviously selected that one, but I really like that this will fit Glock 19 holsters. I think that, you know, that kind of opens up the world for us if you are like me and want to carry the Ruger RXM. The Glock 19 is obviously the most carried handgun, other than the Sig Sauer P365 series. So there's just a lot of different options that will be open to us in terms of holsters and things of that nature. Really like that. Next, I really like the grip texturing. Like I said, it's got a really nice, like, it's not a sandpaper. There isn't any sort of like sandpaper on here, or like skateboard grip tape, I would call it. But it's got a really nice, if that'll focus for you guys, maybe not. It's just got a really nice stipple job from the factory. Magpul did a wonderful job on this grip module. It's got a little gas pedal on either side with the dimpling. So I really, really like that. I think that was a great touch. Obviously, big issue on the Glocks are the area right under the trigger guard where people will get Glock knuckle. And this has a nice cutout under there, so you can really get nice and high on your grip and have zero issues with comfort on there, and allows you to push out and present and really hold this thing tightly and feel super comfortable. So I really like that. And obviously, you know, another thing that I just really like coming from some Glocks is just the overall similarity. I can strip this thing down just like any other Glock and be really familiar with the internals on this thing, how they're laid out and things of that nature. So really like the slide cuts. I think that that's awesome. Obviously the direct mount, not requiring any sort of plate system for this thing, that is a huge plus. But you know, with that being said, I do think that there are some issues with this thing, and I'm not going to get into the weeds on it. I think a lot of people have covered this pistol platform extensively, so I'm not going to really beat a dead horse on some of the commonly known things on here. So I'll list them, but I'm not going to go into detail on them. First and foremost is just the Gen 3 style mag release. It's just pretty small. Like if I were to go, I can't release it from here with my grip intact. I have to break my grip a little bit, kind of loosen up my fingers and allow for my hands to have like a little bit of space to move. And also, another thing I like, quickly, is a little bit of flare that is on the bottom here. So it's not an actual mag well, like there's no mag well on this thing, but Magpul added a little bit of a flare to the bottom that is essentially a little bit of a built-in mag well that allows for really quick reloads and everything like that. So going back into that mag release, just a little bit small. It's take it or leave it type thing, and I'm fine with it. Is it exactly how I'd want it to be? No, but it's a $499 gun. I don't expect it to be 100% perfect. Another thing that I'm not too big of a fan of is, if you can see, and this is really just more so for the Vortex optic itself, but as you see, your rear sight sits the same height as this Vortex Venom. And so that, not that I'm like a huge advocate for being able to co-witness. I think it is a cool idea, especially if, you know, you have your dot go out. I think it's a cool concept to be able to then, you know, just co-witness your rear and front through the sight window on your optic. However, I don't think it's entirely necessary, especially with how good optics are these days, reliability wise and everything like that, the overall battery life. And if you take care of your stuff, obviously it is going to take care of you. This optic sits really high up, so it's just chunky, real chunky on the bottom, so it doesn't allow you to co-witness at all. And I think that there won't necessarily be issues concealing it. I just think that it'll add a little bit of a learning curve, but I'm ordering a really nice holster for this thing, and I'll show you guys, I'll make a video of that in my next EDC update that I do, which will be relatively soon. So I don't want to go too far into like my holster that I'm getting for this thing, but yeah, so there's that. I also I'm not a huge fan. I like, aesthetically, I like the look of it. I really like how that looks on the bottom, where it kind of, you know, it's not sitting flush. I don't know why. I just really like that look. However, when it comes to wanting to conceal a pistol or having your concealed pistol, it is, it's just one of those things that's going to make it a little bit difficult. You're going to want a good holster, essentially, because this portion of this is a well-known fact for people that carry. This portion of your handgun, and obviously, you know, your optic portion as well as your rear sights, are going to be the most difficult to conceal. So it's going to be really important when you have kind of a chunkier magazine like that. It's going to be a little bit more difficult to conceal, but as long as you're getting a good holster and you have the basic understanding of what needs to be done in order to work around something like that in order to conceal well, you're not going to have any issues. But yeah, I mean, other than the optic up here being a little bit chunky, a little bit chunkier base plate on the magazine and everything that doesn't sit flush, and it just being a little bit snappy, you know, without the light on here or anything like that. I think those are my major dislikes so far. You know, the grip is, it's like my SIG and other weapons that I've fired before. It's more of it feels like it's an extension of you when you really aim out, and the grip angle is more straight up and down. It feels more of an extension of you. This one, it's got a little bit of that Glock feel to me, but it is still a really comfortable grip. So I can work with it. And then the trigger, but I think the trigger will get better as I continue to break it in. As you can see here, I'm pulling. Here's a wall, and there's a little bit of creep, it feels like. Honestly, I'm not the best person to talk about triggers. I don't know enough about them yet. But this one, it's got a little bit long to reset. Here's the wall, and it's a little bit heavy. But I'd say, just like other people have said in their videos, it's more of your basic Glock trigger. Looks very much like a Glock trigger, but it's neither good nor bad. I don't hate it. It's just not the best trigger. But overall, guys, really like this handgun so far. I'm really excited to start carrying it and get some more reps in with it. I think that the options are kind of endless on this. Obviously, it's going to be a very modular handgun. I'm not going to switch anything because this is going to be my carry gun. However, if I would switch anything, or if I do switch anything, it'll probably be the grip module here, because you can get some different colors for $30, mind you. Magpul makes those grip modules for $30, so that's amazing. It allows you to, if you're like me and you like to tinker with stuff, or you just like change every once in a while, that will allow me to pick up, you know, a different color grip module, throw that on there, and for me, feel like I have a different handgun in there, and just have a cool color rotation. So that's cool to me. Yeah, I mean, for, like I said, $499, I think this thing absolutely fights above its weight class, I should say. You know, kind of a no-brainer. My other option, going up against my other option, I should say, was going to be the Shield X. I was going to throw a Holosun on there, a 407 on a Shield X, and I like that. I think the Shield X maybe would have been better overall. However, when we're talking price point, I have all of this with an enclosed emitter optic, which is what I really wanted on my carry pistol. Some people like them, some people don't. I'm an advocate for, I think that they make a lot of sense for a carry optic. So I got the RXM with an enclosed optic on there for the same price as I would have paid for the Shield X out the door. So that's huge for me. You know, I'm not getting sent anything. I don't have any sort of financial backing when it comes to handguns. So for me, just a regular guy, I'm gonna go with something that is going to be very reliable, which this will and has proved in other people's reviews to be very reliable. It's built off of one of the most popular platforms ever. With that being said, I'm gonna go for the one that's going to be cheaper overall, especially because that opens the door to me getting other things that I would like to get firearm-wise. I think that this will overall be a really good option for me, and I will keep you guys updated the more and more that I shoot this thing and put it through, you know, stress tests, shooting it quick, getting the ammo cold, getting the gun cold, and then going and shooting it. We'll see how that works out. But overall, guys, really happy with the Ruger RXM with the Vortex optic on top. Sorry for lying to you guys. I said I wasn't gonna do it. Well, I did it, as you can see. But yeah, guys, I really appreciate you guys watching. Super happy with the growth on the channel so far. I think we're up to 7 subscribers. My AR video is up over 100 views now. So really appreciate it, guys. You guys are amazing. I'm incredibly thankful for you guys tuning in and listening to me talk about stuff that I'm super passionate about. So I appreciate it, guys. I hope you have a great day. God bless.